There is a lot of BlockBound news to talk about today, including a new concept survivor called Wit The Pigman alongside Raya, a new Steve skin that will be added in collaboration with a reject, and many more. So go get some popcorn and enjoy today's video. First of all, let's talk about the new concept survivor that has been confirmed. This character is called Wit The Pigman, and the concept is created by Zilver, Mania X, and Bricky, where I will have their accounts in the description. If you guys don't know, this concept takes inspiration from a really old version of Minecraft where before all of the updates, there used to be a way for pigments to spawn or be created in the overworld. This happens when a pig gets struck by lightning and transforms into the well-known zombified pigment. So, around a week ago, the conceptors created a forum in the official Discord server where they provided all the details you need about Wit The Pigman, including his movesets, passive, and lore. So first, let's talk about his lore. Wit basically emerged when a lightning struck on a pig, right as the zombie pigmen were removed from the game. Wit awoke in an endless abyss of old Minecraft features, Minecraft's personal dumping ground for all their deleted content. Partially zombified, Wit wanders around with a variety of long-forgotten trinkets, attempting to find a cure for his infection before it takes a hold of him. This is his stats, and as you can see, this concept has something different to do with his hearts, where he has 3 zombified hearts, and this actually links directly into his passive, which is where his whole mechanic starts to come in. His passive is called zombification, and this is honestly one of the more interesting parts of his kit because it completely changes how you play once it activates. So basically, when Wit's health drops to 3 hearts or lower, the infection starts to take over. There is a small green explosion that gives a bit of knockback and also gives you resistance for a short time, which at first seems pretty normal. But right after that, you become infected. And once you are infected, you lose access to all items completely. You drop everything you are holding, you cannot pick up anything new, and your max health is locked at 3 hearts, so you are basically stuck in that state. The only upside is that your abilities become faster to use, and you are immune to status effects, so it kind of acts like a last stand mode. But at the same time, you lose a lot of control, so if you reach this stage, you are already in a really risky position. Because of this, you actually have to manage your health really carefully with this character, or you're just going to put yourself at a disadvantage. Now moving on to his abilities, this is where his kit starts to come together. His first ability is called Only a Shovelful, and this is basically the core of everything he does. Wit throws out a small ruby and then hits it forward using his shovel, and if it hits a survivor, it highlights them for a short time, which helps your team track them. But if you hit them directly with the shovel, it also stuns them, which makes it much stronger at close range. Now, the important part about this ability is that it works together with his other abilities. So, when you use it alongside his other skills, instead of hitting a ruby, you actually hit the trinkets themselves, which sends them forward and allows them to be used from a longer distance. This makes the ability way more flexible and basically turns it into the center of his entire kit. His second ability is called Cog Churning, where Wit places down a spinning gear on the ground. If a survivor picks it up, they get reduced cooldowns for a short time, which is actually really strong if used properly. However, the gear can be destroyed instantly if the killer hits it, so you have to place it carefully. When you combine this ability with Only a Shovelful, instead of placing the gear down, Wit launches it forward. If the gear hits the killer while it is moving, it gives them the opposite effect, increasing their cooldowns instead, which can be really useful for disrupting the killer at the right moment. His third ability is called Quivered, and this one is more utility-based. Wit can store an item inside his quiver, and the stored item is shown in his UI so you know what you have ready. When combined with Only a Shovelful, he throws out a glitched version of that stored item. These glitched items can still be picked up and used by survivors, but they are weaker than normal versions. So, for example, food heals less, and other items are less effective. Even though they are weaker, the fact that you can generate extra items still makes this ability really useful over time, especially in longer matches. Overall, Wit seems to be a really good concept made by the community, but some people do say he sounds quite overpowered. And, of course, there will be future changes to his moveset to make him more balanced. On the other hand, Wit also have been accepted by the GOAT himself. And Zoters basically said congratulations to having this survivor concept getting accepted after review with the other devs. And so now there will be a new additional survivor to be added into the roster alongside Raya, which is the other concept survivor which people seem to be loving, and also the devs, because they added him to the roster. I also have news about a new Steve skin that has been confirmed by Zoters. So, not long ago, a community member actually asked him if Z, who is the main character from the Minecraft ARG Reject, would be added as a survivor for BlockBound. But instead of that happening, Zoters responded saying no, he will become a Steve skin instead. This is actually pretty interesting because Z is the main protagonist of the entire A-Reject story. So even though he is not getting a full survivor role, the fact that he is still being added into the game as a skin is still a pretty big deal, in my opinion. So, if you guys didn't know, Z is from the Minecraft ARG series called A Reject, where he plays the main character throughout the whole story. And what makes him kind of stand out is how simple his design actually is, but at the same time, it still feels really recognizable. From what we know right now, Z has a very minimalistic appearance. He is almost fully white in terms of his body design, with a black Z on the front of him, and he has a pretty cute-looking face compared to some of the other ARG characters. On top of that, he also has blue bottoms, which gives him a bit of contrast, so he is not just completely white all over. So overall, his design is actually really simple, but that is kind of what makes it work. Right now, though, the full look of the skin is not completely confirmed yet, so we do not know if there will be any extra details added or if they will change anything slightly when it gets fully implemented into the game. So at the moment, I am only going off what we currently have from research and what has been shown so far. And I'm not gonna lie, I am actually pretty interested to see how this turns out in BlockBound, because the ARG characters they have added so far have actually been really solid in terms of design, especially with other characters from A-Reject like Mo, or Reject already being added into the game. It kind of shows that the devs are actually paying attention to this ARG series and what the community wants. But yeah, overall this is still a pretty simple update since it is just a skin. But at the same time, it is still interesting because it shows that the devs are continuing to expand on community-driven content and smaller story-based universes like a Reject. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Z coming into BlockBound as a Steve skin, because I feel like this is one of those things that might not seem huge at first, but could actually lead to more ARG content in the future if they keep going with it. And that is it. Especially with the new addition of Z alongside Mo and Reject as NPCs and planned to be added into the lobby. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching all the way until the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you all.